It may officially be time for me to admit that I was wrong about Zach Edey. He is showing out in his time with the Memphis Grizzlies so far this year. He's doing a lot of things that really impressed me, and some of the concerns I have largely been mitigated. Today we're breaking down his hot start and talking about what the rest of the year may look like for the big man. Let's kick this off by just talking about how successful Zach Edey has been with his post moves. Going into the year, I think I really questioned just how good, Zach Edey was going to operate out of the post. Because in college, it's a different level of athlete, and he's just so much bigger and stronger. And I thought it might be equalized a bit when he went to the NBA. But so far, it really hasn't been the case. When he can get a guy on his back or on his hip, he can finish going, middle with either hand with that little hook shot, or spinning back and putting one off the backboard. So I think it's a really positive sign that this early into his career, he's already having this type of success, and teams haven't really necessarily adjusted to him the way that you might think. He's really good at holding his position, really good at holding off his defender, and even against guys who are more skilled than the ones that he was going up against college, he's still getting similar results, which is extremely encouraging. Next, I want to talk about how Zach Edey has flourished around the rim so far this year. I think one area where Zach Edey has gotten substantially better is being, more of a threat around the rim for lobs and athletic finishes. And I think just having more skill around him that spaces out the floor really kind of gives him that little bit of extra space that he needs. He's quick off his feet for being as big as he is, and he really finishes effectively. So I think, as you put him on a team like Memphis that has guards who can make things happen, it's putting him in a really good position to succeed and get some flashy dunks around the rim. He's also added a new element to his game this year, and that's the three-point shot. Now, frankly, this is just not something that Zach Edey has shown before. He's using his pace of play to his advantage, so when the Grizzlies start moving out in transition, Zach Edey is typically trailing that play. And if his man is overhelping or getting too deep into the paint, he's parking himself at the three-point line and getting just wide open looks, and his stroke looks pretty good. So I think it's something that really expands his game overall. Lastly, I want to talk about my biggest area of concern for him coming into the year, and that's defending ball screens. All right, so don't take what I'm about to say too negatively. I think he has done better against ball screens than I thought he would have coming into the year. I thought it was going to be an area where he was routinely exposed, and because of that would end up not playing and not being very good. He's done better than I expected, against some guards who aren't able to exploit some of his weaknesses. But when he's matched up, or when his man is setting a screen for a faster guard, he's still struggling to get to the spot and really contest. And you're seeing that because he's playing screens the same way that he did in college. And by that I mean he's in drop coverage, he's well back of the screen, giving guys room to operate. And when you're getting a faster guard like a Westbrook or a LeBron James who's coming off of a screen and getting downhill fast, he's going to struggle. Now, I think what he's done on offense outweighs that, so overall the concern has been quelled, but it's still a little bit of a concern. To wrap this whole thing up, I think, it's time for me to admit that I was ultimately wrong about Zach Edey. He has a spot in the league. He does things well enough to be at the very least a rotational player, if not a starter in the right situation. I think, going forward, there is a definite future for him as long as he can stay healthy and maintain the limited mobility that he has now. It's going to be exciting to see how he develops, and exciting to see how the future of the Grizzlies shape out.